Babe, how are you feeling?
Yes, sir?
How are you feeling? I'm talking to you. Why are you reading a book?
I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling.
But you always say you don't know how you're feeling. Kanti, why don't you open up to me, baby? Don't you trust me?
I trust you, babe. I trust you. I'm not sure how I'm feeling.
But this is frustrating, yes. We've got problems, there are things going on, and I just want you to open up and talk.
I know, babe. I know. I'm okay. I'm okay.
You're not. You're lying to me.
Okay.
You're lying to me. Are you cheating on me? Am I not good enough for you?
Come on, babe. I'm okay. You know, I just feel... Okay, look, there are just times I feel... I can't be able to find what's really wrong because, you know, we are okay. I'm really okay. I'm okay when you're happy.
That's not good enough, babe.
I'm okay with
That's really not good enough because we are not going to go through this relationship if you do not open up and express yourself. And honestly, I do not know.
Why is it that you feel like I don't open up?
Because, babe, you're not sharing that intimate part of you with me. I do not know what you're thinking. I don't know what you're feeling.
What intimate part? You are not satisfied with our sex life?
No, I am. I'm not saying that, but I want to know you on a deeper level.
What more deeper level?
I want to know your thoughts. I want to know what you're thinking, what you're feeling.
That's what I'm telling you. I'm okay.
You're closing up, and you've been closing up. I'm sorry, but I don't think that, you know, I'm not fine. I'm not fine with this. I just wanted to tell you that I'm not fine. And if you think we are fine, it's okay. But I don't think
I'm okay.
able to do this.
I mean, I'm fine. Whatever you are seeing it yourself. But I'm okay. I'm okay. I come from work. I'm just trying to read a book. I'm fine.
I want you to talk.
Talk about what?
About your feelings, about life.
Okay. What feelings? What's that? What about life? We have everything set. What's frustrating
I'm
you?
just gonna go and cook. It's fine.
Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kingdom Couple channel. Thank you so much for pressing play. And if you are here for the very first time, we are welcoming you to the Kingdom Couple channel, where I and the First Lady come and just share everything personal development, personal leadership, and everything relationships. And please do not forget to do the right thing and press that subscription button. Please subscribe to this channel, and of course, if you at the end of the video you feel like you've learned something from this video, why not like it? I mean, it costs nothing, and if you have experiences and something different, a different perspective about what we're going to talk about today, do not hesitate to leave that in the comment box, and so that we can be able to hear what you think about the content we are bringing and about just our thinking process. All right, and today, and of course, let me not forget those who are returning, those who have always been with us, your guys. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. As you can see, I am alone today because we're about to talk men issues. We're gonna talk about a few things about men, and so of course, if you're wondering where the First Lady is, she's preparing for Fridays with Faith, where she uploads all videos every Friday, where she talks about women in power, body, mind, and soul. Yeah, so please check her out on that one. And today, so what are we talking about today? We're talking about the most common problem that every relationship faces, and I know that it's a common problem because I have faced it, a lot of my friends have faced it, and a lot of people that we constantly have conversations with when it comes to relationship will always confirm that they've faced this challenge. What problem are we talking about? Men are not opening up emotionally, and it's really irritating the women. Women don't like it when men don't want to open up. Women feel excluded. They feel like they're not part of the man's life, or part of the man's emotion, or part of the man's circle when a man does not open up completely. And by opening up, really, women have a different definition of what they mean when they say my man is not opening up. For some, they see their men as being too traditional, they can see the love in the man's eyes, but the man does not express that love in the way that in the way that the woman will relate to, in the woman's love language. For some, it's about vulnerability. The man does not lay his vulnerable self in the arms of the woman, and the women are really struggling. For others, well, it's technical issues, the issues of financial, investment or whatever. But there's always been a stage in a relationship where a woman feels like the man is not opening up. So, before we even talk about why men find it difficult to open up in a relationship, let's talk about how men avoid opening up in a relationship. First and foremost, honey, how are you? And here's what he's gonna say. Oh, probably you're gonna ask, how do you feel? How do you feel? And he's gonna say, I don't know. That's the first answer the man will give you. And as a woman, you're like, but you're supposed to know. These are your feelings. These are your emotions. How do you have feelings as a man and not know what those feelings are? Do you feel angry? Because, emotions have been categorized. You can just say, I feel angry, or I feel fine, or I feel happy, or I feel stressed. And this is the reason I feel angry. This is the reason I feel stressed. Unfortunately, it's not that easy for a man to open up. Here's what I've come to understand. And of course, you may have a differing opinion. Please leave that in the comment box so that we can really just have this conversation. Here's what I've discovered. I've discovered that if there is anything a woman is insecure when it comes to herself, it's her body. And well, we've seen a thick movement, we've seen a slender movement, we've seen all these movements and all that. And at the bottom of it all, the common denominator of all these movements of women being proud that they're thick, being proud that they are thin, being proud that they are medium size, all comes down to the mere fact that women at a certain stage of their life become insecure with their body, or at least worry about their body, whether to improve it or to change it for whatsoever reason. And I've come to understand that if women are this insecure with their own body around themselves, themselves as an individual, themselves as women, and themselves as a movement, I just thought of myself, then it has to take so much courage for a woman to undress in front of a man. And that is why for women, sexual intimacy is very sacred. I've come to understand that it's one of those sacred moments. I've read comments about women who've been raped versus men who've been raped. Women who've been raped, they express that pain with so much emotion, so much passion, so much pain. You can see it on their face. You can hear it in their voice. The words they use to describe the scenario. While with men, 3 out of 5 men will tell you, yeah, well, I was also raped and I felt fine. I felt good with it and all that. And you're like, dude, you've been molested. Come on. you take this serious. It's affecting your life. And men don't see that because, and one of the reasons is because I've come to understand that it's just difficult for a woman to undress themselves physically in front of a man. I think one of the signs that a woman is really now falling into a relationship is when she gets to a stage where she undresses and gives the man the privilege to be able to see her body insecurities, stretch marks, belly fat, whatever it is. It could be a mark on the body. For a woman to be able to allow you to see that, that's quite vulnerable. I think that's the most submissive a woman can ever become. Contrary, with a men's spaces, we don't have a problem undressing for 5 women in a night, right? We are not that insecure with our physical nakedness as women are. So what is it that we as men are insecure about? It's our emotional nakedness. Men find it very difficult, actually almost impossible for some to undress and be totally naked emotionally. It's easy for me to tell you what I think. It's easy for me to show you how I look. But it's not easy for me to be able to let you in on how I feel. Our insecurities are not in whether we have a six-pack or we have a symbol of success or we have a mark or we have whatever, or we have a certain scar. That's not really. We don't care about that. Actually, as a matter of fact, we find that as a symbol of pride. Where I have this mark, someone stabbed me here, yeah, but I survived, or I was shot here and I survived, or I don't have six-pack, but I've got whatever. But when it comes to us as men unraveling and unveiling our emotional nakedness, we are going to need almost the same things that a woman needs for her to trust you with her physical insecurities. Things like a different kind of an environment. Things like a different kind of dimension intimately. Conversation that will allow us to be able to let loose and let you into our emotional world. And so when you ask, Axon, how do you feel? Here's why I'm not going to be able to tell you or to let you into my emotions. The first reason is I'll tell you, I don't know. And as a woman, you are thinking, we say I don't know because we are avoiding telling you the truth. Sometimes there is truth in that answer. Most men don't know how they feel. Most men are not in touch with their emotions. They feel. There is a manifestation of the effects or the outcomes, the results of their emotions, but they cannot be able to describe in words why they feel the way they feel. So they say, I'm down, but I don't know why. This is why there's truth in that. A lot of us men, our problem hasn't started now. Our problem does not originate from our previous relationship. Our problem does not originate from our previous workplace. Our problem originates from far, far, far beyond we can imagine. And science now has told us that the most critical development stage of a human being is not in their adulthood. It is when they are toddlers, when they are infants, between the age of 1 and 12. Can you imagine? All our lives is majorly shaped by the situations, the words, the associations that we've encountered between the ages of 1 and 12. As a matter of fact, between the ages of 1 and 5, we have already developed the capacity for our minds has already developed a capacity to store memory. And you see, that's the thing, because at that stage, at that age of life, we have not developed muscles or the function of our minds that discards things we don't want. Because at that moment, we are really on default. We have not realized our cognitive ability to make our own decisions. So everything that we feel, we go through, we experience, we witness between the ages of 1 and 5 is stored up as memory. It's a situation that's not dealt with, because we do not have the ability as men to deal with that. You get it? So here's a practical example. At the age of 1 to 5, you lived in an environment where your father used to abuse your mother as a man. Now, you don't have any control over that situation, but you feel it, you see it. You know, because negative emotions have no age. Or should I say, the soul of a person has no age. As much as your mind is still growing, as much as your body is still developing, your soul and your spirit are already mature. They don't grow beyond the basic growth requirement of you being human. That's why a 1-year-old and is no less human than an 85-year-old. Why? Because the components of the soul and the components of the spirit have already developed. They are already there. I don't know if I'm making sense. So there is so much that your man has experienced, has witnessed, has felt between the ages of 1 and 5 that he cannot be able to recall well, or he cannot be able to express well, or maybe he does not even think it's part of the problem now that he's 35, and that's why he says, I don't know. So most men don't open up because they don't know. They don't know what is wrong with them. It could have been, in primary school or at crèche. They could see favoritism. They saw that this teacher loved this student more than they loved them. They saw the separatism that happens in the academic industry, where the one who learns things fast and quicker is favored, is a favorite of the teacher, and your men witness that. And that's why when they go to primary school, you find that they're the ones who sit at the back. Probably you need to pause and just ask your man, is he the kind of a guy who sat at the back of the class? You know, that group of guys who sat at the back and they're just quiet and all that kind of stuff. All that is behavior that has been developed from so much subconscious memories of what your man has witnessed, whether in the environment of their homes or at school or at church or wherever. But it has affected how they see life. It has affected their personal image. It has affected their emotions. And so when you ask, how do you feel? He feels like left out. But that feeling is not now. That feeling happened at 27 years ago. And now he can't be able to bring that now. I mean, you're going to say, dude, you're telling me that you are moody now because your teacher in primary school when you were 4 scolded you and told you you were stupid and that? Yeah, but that's the truth. Because then he did not deal with that. By dealing with it, I mean he had no one to talk to about. So he says, I don't know. The other answer that he'll give you is, I'm not sure. Men don't open up about their emotions because they are not sure about their emotions. There is so much happening around them that demands them to be thinkers and not feelers. So everything, that's why the most, I think the basic difference between a man and a woman is women are emotional, men are rational. So a woman tells you how she feels. When I'm fighting with my wife expresses how she feels. My wife, every time we're fighting, I'm saying, but love, here is the facts. I'm giving you facts. And she's like, yeah, but I feel hurt. I'm telling you how I feel. I feel like you. The other day, I remember I was fighting with my wife, and she says to me, this is the problem with you. The problem with you is you want to be diplomatic or intelligent about everything. She's expressing that, and I realized, but yes, we have to be intelligent to solve a problem or to bring solution to a problem, don't we? Don't we need to be intelligent? Don't we need wisdom? No, with a woman you don't need wisdom, you don't need intelligence. You need to understand how she feels. And so when you bring facts on the table, she doesn't want facts if facts are still going to make her feel the way she doesn't want to feel. And with us men, we say we are not sure. Why? Because now we are at a point where what we are thinking and how we are feeling is different. You're thinking you're the greatest man in the world. You're thinking you've got everything under control as a man. You're thinking you've got plan B if plan A fails as a man. But somehow you feel drained. Because you've been trying out this for almost all your life. You've been trying to look for a way that you can succeed all your life. And so somehow your soul begins to drag. And you begin to not feel as energetic as you think. There's no congruency between the excitement of a new idea and the energy in your body to implement it. And so when you ask your man and he says, I'm not sure, just know it's not you he's fighting, it's not the situation, it's just that his mind and his emotions are not in the same place. And a lot of men have this problem because you don't master your emotions by age. You master your emotions intentionally. It's one thing that has to come by intentionally, decisively taking actions towards personal development. And a lot of men have not gone through that. I mean, we are in a fatherless generation. You spent time with your mother as a woman, and you saw how hardworking your mother is. 80% of women have had a role model of a mother. So as a woman, you have had a woman to teach you how to be a woman. Now, 80% of men have not had, even those who had fathers that were present in their lives, never had the privilege of having that kind of relationship with their fathers where they could be able to learn certain emotional skills, emotional intelligence skills. So their father was always telling them, go to school, get qualifications so that you can work as an executive like me. But what about my emotional component? It has all been left out to the mother. And so you want to be a man, but all your life you have been raised by a woman. And so you don't know whether how to feel. You don't know whether you are not sure about yourself. If you ask, and you can take this, just go outside your house right now. There are a few guys that are standing there, and out of all the boys that are standing there, you will find that the majority of them have not had a father figure in their lives, or just a male figure grown up and inspiring enough to tell them, congratulations, I'm proud of you. This is what you do as a man. They've never had that. Unfortunately, they've had it from a female figure who has never been a man, who has not understand the pressures of defining manhood in the society we live in, who even themselves as a woman have contributed so largely to the pressure that men are feeling today on redefining what manhood should really mean. So when your man says, I don't know, he means there's something that happened in my previous, there are things that happened in my life between the ages of 1 and 12 that it's only now that I'm getting to deal with them. But they've always been there. It's not like it was a situation that was packed out. It was packed inside my emotions. There are ways that I could not express myself emotionally, even to my wife, because of those situations. And guess what? I thought they don't matter. I thought man, come on. That thing happened 20 years ago. Why must it matter now? I didn't understand the magnitude of effect it have had on my emotions ever since. You know? So, and then the next thing is, he says, I'm not sure, because the way he's trained himself to think and the way he has not trained himself to feel are battling. The other answer is, he will just tell you, I'm okay. Now, when he says I'm okay, he's not avoiding talking about it. He thinks he's okay. Remember now, men, between thinking and feeling, there are two kinds of personalities. That's why you find men who are powerful in the boardroom. When you find this guy in the boardroom giving a presentation about business, he puts it out there and he tells, and you can see everyone is, actually, maybe your man, you saw him when he was doing a presentation and you were like, he's got the whole world in his hands, because he looked like he's in charge, right? He looked like he just came out from the gym and he's ready to take over the world. He can be president of the world. Because when he presented everything, putting his facts, that's what men do. They specialize in putting facts. They specialize in thinking how you think, playing the game of the mind. Men, that's what they do. But guess what? Now when you are in a relationship with him, you no longer see that power anymore. Actually, if at all or anything, you begin to see that, why is he trying to suppress me? Why is he trying to oppress me? Why is he trying to depress me? Could it be that this is the source of his power? And then you find women now saying, most of these guys who are powerful are abusive or whatever. No, the power does not come from the abuse. When the power is at play, it is his mind that is in control. When it comes to a relationship, the mind has to pack, right? It is about how he feels. Now your man doesn't know how to feel. So guess what? When you ask him, how are you feeling? Guess what? He runs to his mind and says, I'm okay. Because in his mind, work was good. In his mind, he closed a big deal. In his mind, his superiors, the founders or the CEO told him, you are getting a raise next month. In his mind, he can afford a car. In his mind, he can afford a house. In his mind, the fridge is full. So, he doesn't see anything wrong. Actually, in his mind, he can take you to your next holiday destination that you want right now. So guess what? When you ask, how are you? He's going to say, I'm okay. I've got the money. I'm okay. I've got the house. I'm okay. I've got the car of my dream. I'm okay. I'm surrounded by the finest woman in the world. I'm okay. Now, you need to be able to get him into his emotions. Now, how do you get into the man's emotions so that you begin to break that bond, that wall that he has built in his emotions? Watch the next episode. Thank you so much for watching.
Not big. What's ignoring me?
No, I'm not ignoring you. I'm okay.
No, you're not. I can see right through you. Tapping in. I think I smiled. I think I laughed. Okay, you can do it.